Hey, Dad's Vintage Garage. This is John checking in. Long day. We're getting ready for a flea market. Long story short, going through the garage and found a bunch of seashells and offered them up to a buy nothing buy that works with dementia patients, which is kind of close to my heart since my mom's got dementia. And I started, after she went through and picked out what she wanted, I started going through them. And man, I don't remember any of this stuff, any of the beaches. I mean, we've had everything. There's probably shells in here from and to Gulf Coast, Florida, to East Coast, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, maybe even some Nantucket up north. But started going through them, and I said, oh, I'm just going to like document them one last time before I get rid of them or pass them on. Look at this. But that's a piece of driftwood. Hey, Michelle, how are you? That's a piece of driftwood. It's just kind of. So I'm just going to go through. I don't expect y'all to watch it, but I'm just going to put up content. And if you want to hang out with me, great. I can't believe I'm doing this. I've got a flea market tomorrow. This is a mod pizza top. Piece of last night with Brady. I think this is an oyster shell. So basically, I've had 3 ladies interested in these shells. One was a dementia lady that works with dementia patients. The second one was a school teacher. And the third one was a lady that wanted to just put this in her garden to augment the soil. So I'm going to just quickly look at this. I found these. I didn't even know. I told them to help themselves. And go figure, there's some Indian arrowheads in here. So I pulled those aside. Hey, bum crack picker. So we have really made some progress on cleaning out. And so we're kind of just keeping the progress. There's the actual fossil. And I hate not being able to. Let me see if this will show up. Can you tell that's a fossil? Tiny. So anyway, I'm just going to go through it. I'm setting aside as I'm sorting. I'm going to just keep a few of them. And then the stuff that I want to share with other people, I will put in a box. But I was thinking, like, craft-wise, this looks like a moose ear. Or you put this on here like that, and it actually looks like maybe a desert scene with a cactus. Got all this, or I don't even know how great they are, but just have never made the time to do it. So I'm going to set aside some of my favorites, and the rest are going to donate, and they're going to end up going in a garden or whatever. This might be, I don't know, semi-precious stone. Who knows? Yeah, I thought about that, Michelle, selling them, but I'm just like, right now we're in like super. And just think if every family took these off the beaches like we had. So these are my favorites so far. So I had 4 old grape boxes full. I don't know if you see these grape boxes. Yeah, this is how grapes used to come in wooden boxes. Now they all come in cardboard. I guess these are miniature conch shells. I suggested to somebody they could take them, you know, grab a couple, and then instead of doing an Easter egg hunt, you could plant these on the beach, and or pull them out of your pocket like you found them, and you'd be like a rock star at the beach with your kids finding these shells. So I don't even know what was going on other lives today. I know Pat Dees was doing a auction live. I think Pittsburgh was doing a listing hangout, and my friend on Helen at Moss Cottage, she does ephemera, which is paper. She called me out on her video the other day about sorting boxes. She got an auction lot, and she ended up just sorting through her box of auction stuff. Why do we take the time to even save this mess? Just tiny seashells. Half a beach. Out in California, that an old glass factory used to put their glass in the ocean, and they finally had to put it off no trespassing because people would come in there and take all the tumbled glass from the ocean. But can you imagine how pretty all that glassware is from being tumbled in the ocean? And I've got somewhere in all my junk some tumbled glass. I'm not sure it's in this pile. A lot of these are just oyster shells. If anything stands out to me, I'm going to save it. And everything else is going to go in the dump. Hey, Alice, how are you? Thanks for popping in. I'm just sorting seashells. I donated. I'm a big wood fan. I like wood stuff. Here's another piece of like neat little driftwood. So we got basically 4 great boxes. Oh, what that is. Almost like a piece of tile. Say that nature's pretty awesome, man. And if you guys remind me, I'll show you a lamp I made out of some of this translucent seashells. All right, so this box, look at this. This is kind of cool piece. Different layers. All right, that's a quick sort of that box. That's done. Here's some actual rough coral. Really worn out. Alice, these are shells from all over the world. 50 years of my parents. My dad was in the military. Of us, and of course, when we were cleaning out my parents' house, I have trouble saying no, and so they ended up in my garage. And I have 4 great boxes full of different shells, and I'm just ready to pass them on. These are actually kind of pretty neat. I'll dump these out. That's a rock. So that's what we got going on. Seashells. Okay, that's box box, I guess we've done 1.5 because one of them was kind of halfway empty. So far, what are these two? I can't tell if I don't have my glasses on, so I can't even tell if you guys are if I'm focused or not. Hopefully, I am. Hey, Flippin' Hustler Todd, dude, I love your side-by-side karaoke guy. I mean, I've watched that thing 3 times. One, because I think now I know Hollywood, you're famous. I said, I know that guy. And it just puts a smile on my face because I see how happy you are singing. And I'm smiling right now. I really am. It was really cool. I don't have that talent. I don't have that talent. You do. So, all right. All right. So here's box. I kind of don't want to like move my camera up. There we go. All right. So that's box 1 done. Donate. All right, box 2. This has got some of the like sand dollar. I remember one year we were on the Gulf Coast, 50, 100 feet off the shore, and there's a sandbar, and you would rub your feet on the sandbar, and you'd feel these little rough spots, and they were sand dollars. And they're about the size, I guess, if you cut a orange in half, between an orange size and a grapefruit size. And we harvested at least 200 to 300 of those suckers. And you have to like bleach them, and we were bleaching them, and you break them open, and there's little angels, and we made Christmas ornaments out of them. And they smelled at first, but then once you bleached them all, and you got really white. So these can get really white. I don't know how old these are. And I think these are some variation of a sand dollar. I'm surprised they've survived this long. All right, back to the Mod Pizza box. And I'm not sure if like each bag is a trip. I just like these oyster shells. How do some crustaceans or whatever decide to do a smooth shell? And other guys are like this. Matter of fact, they make like room divider screens. They drill holes in them and tie these together and make like a little screen. Those from like the Orient. I know this is boring, isn't it? Are you guys bored yet? These I think are like clam shells. There's a piece of glass. I don't know if you can see, you can't see through it, but anyway, that's a piece of clear glass. The colored glass, like the old cobalt blue, the browns. Can you see the variation in that shell? I can't tell if it's focusing or not. Yeah, I think I've got those dubs out somewhere in here. I think I saw them, and I'll show you. But those were always fun, and they're very delicate. Look at that, it's up like a purple tone on that one. Hey, Caffeinated Christy, how are you? Welcome to the live. I don't know, it's a filler. We're playing a shell game today. All right, and then these look almost like snail shells. They're not. And if I remember my history, I think the Indians used to trade, in certain cultures used to trade shells as currency. And I don't know how you figure out what had value and what didn't, but here's some neat oyster shell. Put a little hook on that and hang it on your Christmas tree. So like I said, y'all just join. Look, these have been so long. The plastic bag they were in has deteriorated. It's like, so I had a lady come get their first round of shells for dementia patients. The second lady's coming for her kindergarten class. Is coming for to augment her soil in her garden. So these would be cool to, like, they look like unicorn horns. Who knows? What are these unicorn? I might save these off just to. Borderline Hortish, I think, likes unicorns, and then also likes unicorns. And Kendall actually wants to send out some unicorn pictures to them. So these are so ugly to most people. I just find them fascinating. I'm going to save that. Look at this. This would be a great skipper. Look how thin that is. Not loving much in this box. Look at this one. That's another cool one. So my haul video today, I did a yard sale haul, which the kiddos just slept in. They dished me this morning, and it was kind of a short haul. But I older Fisher Price toilet. It was a boat with a big figure in it. So I'm gonna remember to do that the next time I go up. And then let's see what these are. More shells, more shells. Box 3. I almost don't want, let's see, I'll dump those back. Uh-oh, Darlene. You got to call me. Let me know if you want some of these. They'd be great. Some of these would be great in your prayer jars or make a necklace. Tell me what you're looking for. And if I know they're going to a good, my wife keeps saying, why are you putting all this stuff away? And I always say, because it's going to a good home. But, and also I know it's sowing a seed and it'll come back to me. The law of sowing and reaping. I am in the house. Cooper's in the house. All right, that's box 2.5. You can wave right here. That's just like that's Cooper. All right, this box. And thank y'all for helping me. Like I just, Darlene, you need to check out a friend of mine's channel. It's called Moss Cottage, MOSS, and she does ephemera journals, vintage journals, and all that. I met her at the last home show I did, and we become YouTube friends. And she got inspired to take a box that she had bought at an auction and just sort through it live like I'm sorting through all my boxes. And I mean, what a compliment. Who would have thought that, you know, you could entertain yourself just sorting through boxes? So these are, what do y'all think? Pretty, pretty, pretty. So I might set those aside. Worst case scenario. Look at this. What, this is some deal. I don't know what that is. That's a shell of some sort. A couple of them in. Uh-oh. This one looks like it's store-bought. Too polished. I don't think they come out of... Yeah, thank you. Bone Crack Vicar, thank you. She just sits there at her table. She doesn't do herself. She just does her hands, and her hands are so beautiful and taken care of, and goes through her journals and draws and doodles and puts stickers on there. I just found an old book of zip codes and oh, there's another one of those little cigar things. There's like a mini conch shell. Hey, Joanna Parrish, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. All right, so I might keep these in a box. Look at this little dude. Those little dudes get bigger. Oh, Brady's here. Yeah, Brady's got to rest up. We're going to be probably leaving the house about 5:30 tomorrow morning, doing a flea market, and looks like it's gotten a little cooler here in Richmond. But we've got our shade, pop-up shade, 2 chairs. Going to take a cooler with some water and some fruit to eat, and hopefully we'll get rid of some stuff. The more I think about it, I don't even know what's. And I'm getting it. I just want to get it out. I want space. My wife has been so much happier with me cleaning my junk out. So when mama's happy, everybody's happy. Okay, here we go. Here are the, I don't know if you can, these are in a little glass case, but those are the little angels that come out of the sand dollars. So those are the little angels. Uh-oh. Here are the last of the sand dollars. That's a pretty big one. That's about the circumference of a like a large grapefruit. And they still kind of have from, I think that was what, the 70s, 80s probably got these. And they're all smashed up in the bottom. These will actually go really good in the garden. But look at these. I mean, these are just beautiful to me. That's about the size of an apricot, maybe about 2 inches across. Little baby sand dollar. Talking about the angels out of the sand dollars. I can send you all these little scraps. There's another one. That one's a little bigger than the other one. There you go. Look at those. So I thought about on, is it Tuesday, Art Day? A friend assembled some furniture Tuesday. She's moving out, and she needs help putting some furniture together so her home's nice for her kids. And I want to get plugged in. I think it's Tuesday's the Art Day on Darlene's channel. And I'm a little bit artistic. I thought either the shells or some paint. All right, so here's what I've got so far for you, Darlene, is those angels and all these starfishes. Do you want the big cake ones? Art Therapy Tuesday, that's it. Who would have thought you could get therapy on YouTube? It's addicting, but then it's also very relaxing if you let it be. I haven't watched TV in a while. I watch all you guys. Big oyster shell. All right, that one, because y'all know why, because it's got the little tracks in it and all that. Not the biggest fan of some of these big ones. And of course, some shells can be as big as, half of a car. Like clamshell, almost as big as a Mini Cooper. There's an old oyster shell. I think again, everything I say, you guys you have to verify, but I think they take old oyster shells back in the bay, and that helps reseed the population, because then more oysters or whatever they are, the baby deals, get hooked up on the shell, home form, and then they grow and all that. And in the heyday, back when they were just harvesting millions of oysters, they would create islands out in the bay where they used to dump them, and they would go however deep the water was, 40, 50, 60 feet deep, and the oysters come above the water line. They dump so many shells, and they dump them off the docks, and they just make big piles. Kind of neat. That's the internal part of one of those big conch shells. Not much left. Donatella, hello. How are you? I think you had an auction the other day. And Deals is here. Hey, Deals. Another big clamshell. And these things are about a quarter-inch thick. All right, that's about it. I'm glad I saved out what I could. Looks like it's a little neat little craft project here. Maybe my mom did. I'll save that. All right, so pictures I've got right now are Darlene with the sand dollars, which I'll be glad to get those to you. You hear the noise on that. It's kind of like they're you can make wind chimes, and these could be. You could make booby holsters with these, if you know what I mean. These are kind of small boobies, but anyway, you get my drift. I guess they had bigger ones back in the day. All right, so that's about the end of my seashell tour. I'm kind of getting not really super attached to much what's left. There's a shell, but it almost looks like coral, like brain coral. Oh my gosh, I can't hold it still. It's focusing in and out. I'm sorry, Donatella. All right, let's see what else. Okay, I'm gonna go grab that lamp I made, and then I'm gonna maybe I'm all nice and sweaty, and if anybody else wants to chat, take a little break, and then I've still got to load up a little bit of the truck. So give me about 20 seconds. All right, so that's all done. I'm gonna go grab that lamp I made. I'll show you. All right, let's see here. I might shoot it back. I hope this like works out. So I basically took two glass vases. One was small, and another one was a little bigger. And then here are translucent, which means you can kind of see through them when they get wetter in the sun. So I basically put some bleach water in here, and it's evaporated. I haven't done much with it lately. But let me see if it lights up if I put the flashlight to it. So that's the light. That's the light I did. The center is like more. It's got rocks, so it kind of bursts through. Hey, Greater Bilby, how are you? So that's a light. That's a light that I did off the beach. I collected every single one of these little stones, and when I got it going, I've got a little, almost like a little LED night light that I slide in the top here, and then the wire runs off the top. But it lights up pretty different. It's one of a kind. But that's what lights up. That's the light I made. What a mess, huh? So I've started cleaning out, and I'm great at finding stuff, and if I need it, I'll find it again. So that's it of that. All right, guys. Oh, and there's the 3 boxes I'm donating right there of shells. Kids are out playing baseball. Caroline went and got some groceries. Kendall had cheer this afternoon. She's getting in the cheer. I can't believe it. All right, so now I can kind of, I'm all sweaty. All right, so here's the plan for tomorrow. Brady and I will get up. Caroline and Kendall and Cooper will go to church. I think they're going to church tomorrow. My church is wherever I go. I'm thankful for everything I have, and I don't necessarily need to go to church. So we're going to load up, go to the flea market. There's 2 main flea markets in Richmond. There's the Azalea, which is down by where they do the NASCAR races. And then there's also Bellwood. Azalea is normally better on Saturday. That's the one I did a couple weeks ago that wasn't so good. And Bellwood one, which they both run Saturday, Sunday, is in an old drive-in on Jeff Davis. And they're normally better on Sunday. So we're going to hit it on Sunday. And it's like an international market. It's all sorts of people, and I got kind of introduced to when to come and all that when some of the buddies that are down at the pay by the pound at Goodwill, and they're at Saturday at Azalea and Sunday at Bellwood. So we'll hit Bellwood. Brady's really starting to get good. He loaded the whole truck for me. We unloaded and loaded the truck again, and which created more room. We've loaded up more. We're trying to get rid of some clothes. We got some little small pieces of furniture. I still have that vintage high chair that I haven't sold, and we'll set up. And I let Brady do his thing, man. He works the prices, and he knows to kind of. We don't do any dollar pricing. We always do $3 or $2, but don't ever start at $1. And we try to bundle. So like my clothing, like t-shirts and all that, I'm gonna do 3 t-shirts for $5, 2 for $4, or 1 for $3, and see how it goes. And if it doesn't work, I'll probably donate to Salvation Army my clothing. But at this point, my goal is to basically increase my average sale price on my eBay store. I need to get more items in Etsy, and stop nickeling and diming this little stuff that you can buy for 50 cents and sell for $8, but by the time you pay shipping, it's not worth my time. And for y'all that are just joining me, I've been reselling for about 2.5 years on eBay, and I'm a small-time reseller. I average about 1 sale a day. Some days no, but some days. And I mentioned on the other video, I think the last time we checked, Kendall's home. What are you doing?
Can you hold this?
Uh-oh, Kendall is gonna do, hold on, don't get this too messy. Okay, go. How much?
Good.
Good. All right, say hi to everybody, and then you can go play. So I put that back in the fridge, thank you. So average sale price, I think, was running about $30, $32, but the reason it was so good is I had that bumped it up, and I had like $1,000 sales in software, which was nice. So that's my goal, is just kind of get rid of some of the stuff that's been laying around. If I haven't listed it, it's just time to get it out, and I'm just going to be more selective. I'm going to start weaning out of some of the stuff in the more vintage or unique items, keep on my eBay store, and just get rid of some of the clutter. So after we finished the flea market, we've actually got the lady that got the first round of shells. She put up a 3-shelf like A-frame plant stand, and since I've moved out the clothing rack that was in the living room, I'm going to put that plant stand there. And I got it automatic. It was really neat that she said, "Oh, I'm going to return the favor right away," which I don't ever give expecting something back. But it was kind of like, hey, she just came over and got all this stuff for me, and it wasn't 30 minutes. She's like, hey, you can have the plant stand. So that's kind of cool. I'm drinking carbonated water. It seems to fill me up, and I'm trying to drop a few pounds. All right, what do we say? Must be hard to part with your seashell collection, but sounds like they'll go to where they're needed. All right, so we're keeping a few, and I've got them documented for as long as YouTube is still in business. And yeah, they got to go. I mean, it's tough. You can't take it with you. I've got all this stuff in my garage, and I remember when we first bought this house, we wanted to use this house as a tool to have people over and break bread together and eat and hang out and have the campfire out back and play guitar. I don't play guitar, but one of my friends does, and that's one of my best things, is just sit around a campfire and listen to somebody play the guitar. And you get so much stuff. It's an embarrassment to have people over. And the only time we've ever had a car in our garage was the day we signed on the dotted line for the house, and it was kind of almost like we spoke it into existence, that we pulled the car in the garage, took a picture, and that was the last time we had the car in the garage. Now, we loaded it up with some of our stuff. At the time, I was running a professional crating business for moving companies. And then we started, when my parents' health started going down, we started inheriting that stuff, and it just filled up our garage. And but it's time to start letting it go. I mean, it just, if it benefits somebody else or whatever.
Mom can't say no.
So the goal tomorrow is hopefully of the stuff is either going to be sold, given away, donated, and then
Get rid of some
a
of
few
my
a few things are going to be gotten ready for the home show that I'm doing in September, on September 28th. Kendall will not be able to go. She wants to go, but we'll go next weekend. I think it's daddy-daughter, right? Because mommy and the boys are going to New Bern for Caroline's uncle's 80th birthday. So we'll hang out. She's got cheerleading. We might go yard selling.
You're not taking me to and we're not going yard.
Okay, we'll see. Daddy's in charge.
Done.
Kendall's in charge. So we'll do that and just start. I still go out yard sale though. I got all this stuff and I'm still yard selling.
How many thumbs up do we have?
I don't know because I'm on like stream whatever. I really don't. I just appreciate the company. Look, we got 11 people.
How many?
Yeah, you're right. Greater. Yeah, you're right. And I tell you what's embarrassing is like when it's a snowstorm, or if your wife's got to go to work or go run an errand and it's frozen, the car's not warmed up. But you talk about generational. It's like my dad never had a car in the garage. Oh, we did have one time. It was when we lived in Atlanta, Georgia, College Park. S.L. Lewis School. It was a new house, new school. College Park, I think it was College Park, Georgia, Atlanta, and we had a Buick LeSabre, brown with white top, and then my dad had a Volkswagen Bug, like cobalt blue. And my mom and I decided, when I was young, my mom said, "Hey, I'll let John. You want to ride and steer the car?" And Beth, my Aunt Beth from Texas is in the chat. Hey, Aunt Beth. How are you? I'm telling the story about when Mommy let me drive, and I was just a little boy. We drove the Volkswagen Bug across the street because we used to park it in the school parking lot. And instead of hitting the brake, we hit the accelerator, and the Volkswagen Bug pushed the Buick LeSabre through the garage door, and it smashed up all of our bikes, our Schwinn bikes and everything. And oh my gosh, my mom was so crying and worried about my dad being all upset. And he was just glad that we hadn't gotten hurt, and two, that he had good insurance with USAA. And my dad was military, and then he retired military and has always had USAA. And today I still have USAA too. So is that the right story, Aunt Beth? It was good. So anyway, that's the only time our family has ever had a car in the garage. That one wasn't wanted, but it happened. So hi, Jennifer Hayes. How are you? Thanks for coming in. We did a little seashell video earlier, and now I'm just kind of chilling out, chatting before I go continue finding stuff. I'm also going to take some stockings that I had retail arbitrage last year. I bought 179 sheer stockings from Walgreens, and I never learned to do variations yet, where you do one listing and you can list different sizes. And so I've got 179 stockings. I've given a few as a gift and all that. So all right, so Todd, Flippin' Hustler, go check out his snow blowing videos. Hey, Todd, I was watching the other day when you were just loading dirt from the farm, I guess, shoveling in your truck and then moving it from one place to the other. It almost looked like you were in trouble and it was punishment, but sometimes that's kind of therapeutic on exercise, and that's just good old work. So after the flea market, we'll go pick up the plant stand that I mentioned on Buy Nothing, and then I think Brady has got batting practice for baseball, so he's got a busy day. And then our week starts. We've got 2 weeks till school starts, and Cooper will be 6th grade, so he'll start at the middle school, and that's where Caroline is the librarian. So Mama will be at school. Cooper will ride with Caroline every day, and then Brady and Kendall. Brady will be in 5th grade, and Kendall will be in 2nd at Gordon Elementary. And we love our school. We're involved there. I try to manage or help with the garden club, and last year was a little slow. I didn't have volunteers. It's tough to do a whole school garden with no help. Lord loves a working man, I tell you. I'm not a big time fan of handouts, and as long as you have the ability that you can do something. My opinion, and I know we're not supposed to get political, but I think it's important just for everybody, even your mental health. If you're on disability or you're receiving a check, if you are able to volunteer, I think it's important that not only you go out and volunteer, but I mean not only to help the community, but also help yourself. That's just my opinion. Um, and I hope that I'll always have the ability to do that, because I know the older I get, the more I appreciate my health and wellness, especially when I see what's going on with my mom with her dementia. It's really sad. So let's see. Alice G. Farm work is never done. The rush is on to get ready for winter. That's correct. I started they're saying different sayings like the early bird gets the worm. I've never liked worms, although we did have to eat worms when we were Boy Scouts. Today we would probably be considered bullying or hazing, but we did wilderness survival, and I remember we tried worms, and we did ants, and I'm not sure what else, but that was wild and crazy. And then another one was practice makes perfect, and that's not true. It's not. Perfect practice makes perfect. Because if you practice wrong, you're never going to make it perfect. So that's my two little thoughts for the day. Volunteering is very rewarding. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's one of my, I guess, there's a book, I think it's Dennis Chapman wrote, it was called The 5 Love Languages. And it's like acts of service, touching feeling, words of affirmation. And I guess my love language is acts of service. I like serving other people and blessing other people with my talents, and almost to a fault where I don't take care of my family as good as I should probably sometimes. But I try to set a good example for my kids. And lately, little Kendall, she likes there's a channel out of Utah called Random Acts on YouTube. And it's a TV show, and they do surprise people with different blessings and random acts of kindness. And so when we're out as a family, Kendall's always trying to do little random acts. And the latest thing we've done is we bought, whenever we see an older couple out at like Cece's Pizza, who would want to go to Cece's Pizza with all those kids and crazy in the buffet line? But not to judge, but if you're older, unless you really like pizza, the only reason I can figure out that you're eating at Cece's Pizza when you're older and you have no kids is you possibly are on a limited budget. And I hate to judge like that, but I'm just like, why would you go to Cece's Pizza? All right, I go to Cece's Pizza because I've got 3 kids. The other day we were at Cece's Pizza and we were doing Caroline Doesn't Care For It. I don't really care for it either, although that's the only chance when I don't have Caroline with me that I get to order pizza with anchovies on it. And I do like a flatbread, pesto or tomato sauce, anchovies, mushrooms, and green olives, and cook it up and eat that thing. But anyway, we do Cece's Pizza, and there was an older couple, and we decided we were going to buy them dinner, which Cece's Pizza is not too expensive, so it was under a $20 bill. And the lady pointed to her husband and said, "Do you realize he's with me too?" And we said, "Yeah, we do. We just want to." And they sat next to us at a table and said, "Oh, that's so sweet." And it was more of a blessing to us than it was to them, I think. It was great. So after we left Cece's, we went to Lowe's. And Kendall wanted to buy somebody a refrigerator. So let's buy their cart. Nope, that's enough. So I just kind of think it's neat. Paying it forward. It'll come back around. I like doing it sometimes with people at... Michelle, you like anchovies too? I know. It's not many of us out there that do anchovies. And... but we were talking about, just doing good things for other people and all that. It's a good example for the kids, and they'll come back around. All right, so what did we talk about ROTC? I was in ROTC in college for 1 year. At Virginia Tech, I started off in business, and then I went to summer school and competed against, I think it was like 60 other students to get a couple slots. I think it was less than 5 or 6 slots to get in the architecture program, and actually got into the architecture program. When I became an architecture student, the ROTC offered me a full scholarship for the Army, and I came home and told my dad I didn't want to do ROTC anymore. But he didn't, he's like, oh my gosh, it would have been paid for. But at the time, I just wasn't excited about it. So we made it through. It was a 5-year program, got out of college, ended up doing a bunch of different, I've done everything from work at an oil refinery to work at an auction company, some construction jobs. Ended up, worked at Capital One for a while, sold jewelry at the mall, sold gym memberships, just all sorts of stuff. And ended up with a handyman business. And then about 3 years ago, I had a heart valve transplant and decided I couldn't do handyman work anymore because I just, with blood pressure drop, couldn't be up on ladders. So that's how I kind of ended up with, before just dabbling in yard sales, to kind of treating it a little bit more serious. Another thing that has helped us with that is, one, my wife has got a full-time job, and it worked out great because, we do get the summers off as a family. And then we worked really hard to stay out of debt and try to pay cash for as much as everything we can do. And well, we've got just our house to take care of, and then we've got, get the kids through school if they decide to go to school. So, all right, let me look at the chat here. I'm allergic to tomatoes, so no restaurant pizza for me. Tomato allergies. All right, Michelle. I guess you can't go over there to Spain and do that tomato toss. Marianne Swanson, how are you? Heart valve, yep. It was a mitral valve, and I was, when my dad was going through some medical issues, he had a blood clot in his lower leg, and I started having similar issues and went to the doctor, and they basically did a full physical and really didn't find anything. But what that did is it gave them a baseline a year later to compare where I was a year before. And I kind of gone downhill a little bit and found out that my mitral valve was not sealing properly. It was a back, I was getting backflow back into my heart, and that it was nothing lifestyle wise that I had done. It was just the heart that I was given. And so they said basically it was not going to heal there, and it was not if but when, and so sooner than later. And so, of course, I watched a couple YouTube videos on mitral valve replacement, fascinated me, and we got it done. So I'm trying to watch the chat as I'm talking. So and it was a good decision. I mean, I do I'm on warfarin. That's the only really medication that I take is warfarin, and I am taking some, I think, magnesium because my legs ache a little bit at night. But anyway, y'all getting the full story today. I'm just chatting it up. So I'm going to stay on probably for about another 7 minutes. I want to be respectful of everybody's time. And an hour of my life and your life together is great, but I know you guys got families going on and all that. So Marianne Swanson, these are wonderful people and community. It is great, isn't it, Darlene? It really is. Reselling is, you run into all sorts of people. Most of them are great. Some of them are, I ran into, matter of fact, today, some ladies that kind of overheard me talking to somebody. That a household was selling a lot of vintage glassware. And I said, it's tough to sell glassware. It's like a dying art. Nobody wants glassware. The kids today, they're Pier 1. What's the Swedish company? IKEA and Target. Solo cups, plastic, particle board furniture. They don't want glass. And so there is a Good Stuff Antiques here in Richmond, Virginia. Peter Peter's the guy's name in Bon Air. He's the glass guy. I took all my glass to him. He sold it. He didn't tell me what he was going to get for it, but he said he could sell it, and I trusted him. And I just go in there every couple months, and he said, oh, he runs his business out of a 3-ring binder. And so go in there, and he'll say, oh, you've sold a few things, and I haven't taken anything in a while, but I did, you know, take my stuff there. I sold a lot of my grandparents' crystal. It was just tough, and that was a little early before I was really getting into eBay. I probably could have sold some of it on eBay. I didn't. So what was neat about that store was Goodwill early in the week and saw this gaudy lamp that was $4 or $5 at Goodwill, and went in the store, saw the same lamp, $140. Who would have known? You just know, you find your niches, you find stuff, unique stuff. So I'm a big fan right now. If I did have to do glassware, I do like Fire King, Corning, the old patterns. I've got a Harvest Wheat pattern that I've got to sell, 3-bowl set that I got last year, early in the year. So I've had it for over a year. I haven't listed it, and I got to get it listed before it breaks. I've got 3 kids in the house, and I don't have a lot of money in it, but I would be a little bit upset if I broke it. So you're talking about bottles. So going through my boxes, here's another project. Guys, give me a second. Let me show you. So it's made it out of the house, and now I just have to make a bottle tree. Does anybody know what a bottle tree is? You take different bottles and you just kind of almost stick them on the like we're going to use a 4x4, and you just kind of put pegs in the 4x4 and get different color bottles. So these are smaller. I like using these small bottles, and I'll probably just plant it out in my garden. So these were great. This was I'm not a big drinker, but this was like blood orange flavored vodka. And I don't know, that was pretty good. Let me see, this actually has, let me see if it's still, that was just got a last cent. So back in the day, my dad was stationed over in Germany, and that smells good. What is that German Jägermeister? So all the guys they'd always throw those green Jägermeister bottles. They'd get the little short ones, and they would drink the shot of Jägermeister, and then they throw the bottle on the side of the road, and there's a little flat green bottle. And I used to, as a little kid, I used to go along the sidewalks, and I'll find those bottles and smell it. I used to think it smelled so good, the Jägermeister bottles. All right, so what Michelle said, what do you do with the bottle tree? Just do Google bottle tree, the DIY, the Pinterest, and you'll see all these crazy bottle trees. And some of them do, you know, they just have a big post, like a 4x4 post, and then they stick dowels in it, and then they stick all the bottles in, and it's just an oddball kind of decoration. Marianne Swanson, would you do a video on your bottle project? Yes, ma'am. I'll write that down. Yes, ma'am. So I've still promised you guys that the 475 corks that I got teachers are going to do a cork video. And then also I've got a raised garden box out back that I actually planted some potatoes, and the potato tops have died off and yellowed. And so we're going to dig those potatoes out. And you guys saw, if you watched my haul video today, I got a Presto little fryer, and I brought that thing home, and Caroline said, my mom used to cook French fries in that. So it's kind of cool. But yep, I'll do that bottle video. It's kind of cool. I like the DIY. I'm still trying to get my identity on YouTube on reselling, because I'm not a big reseller, but I feel like I do have some value to the community. I like being a dad and a husband, so the value of you can do activities with your family. And I realize there's going to be a day that my kids are not going to want to hang out with me. Daddy won't be cool I don't know if I'm cool right now, but we still kind of enjoy each other. We went out to the park today with Kendall was at cheer, and Brady wanted to practice batting. And so Cooper and Brady are close enough together, 17 months, that they can kind of work together, catching, batting, and all that. So they would pitch, and then Brady would hit, and then Brady would pitch, and Cooper would hit. Brady, I just laugh. Brady gets Cooper wound up. I mean, Cooper's like, throw me a soft one, and Brady is like, I'm throwing you the heat. And man, he can zip it in there good. Well, his first pitch to Cooper, he nailed him. He didn't even pitch. He nailed Cooper, man, took him out. It's kind of backed him up off the plate. It's just funny. Boys will be boys. Caroline was the only child, so she doesn't understand the siblings and the arguments. I have two other siblings, and I'm the oldest, and my brother can kick my butt. I leave him alone now, but you just get an argument. It's part of the deal. I don't even hear it anymore. So it's kind of cool. So just having the kids and all that. So the big deal like lately in our house is we got new cell phones, not because we really wanted to, but I was overadvised. They just took me for granted. I'd been with them for like 15 years, and just didn't seem like their budget. It was $150 for two phones, and then a landline, something for my mom's phone in the nursing home. So we ended up switching service to another carrier. I'm not going to mention it because I'm still kind of figuring out the kinks, but we're still working it out. Well, the boys think because since we've got 5 phones compared to 2, that those phones are automatically theirs. Well, one, we don't have a home phone, so we're going to leave one here. And so we're going to set one up for Cooper, one for Brady, but they can't take them to school. Caroline's like 70% of the trouble at school has to do with cell phones. The kids and taking inappropriate pictures and inappropriate text. And so Todd, you're the little baby. That's cool. That's cool. Brady's like, nobody listens to me. He's the middle one and all that. It's so funny because Cooper, personality wise, is probably like me. Brady is very similar to my brother, just a little rough and tumble, doesn't give a flying flip about things, why do I have to study for a test? I'll be okay, kind of thing. And I remember, my brother growing up, and this was when we lived in Hopewell, Virginia. My dad was stationed at Fort Lee, Virginia. And the first night that we were staying at our new house in Hopewell, the chemical plant wind changed direction and blew that just stinking sulfur smell on our house. And Mark and I were laying on an air mattress just crying our eyes out saying we're going to die of cancer in a week. It was just terrible. It stunk. It was terrible. It was funny. So anyway, that house, I remember Mark just had the worst luck. He'd fall down the inside stairs to the back door and busted the glass out on the storm door. Or he'd slip in the shower and grab the soap dish and pull the soap dish off the wall. I mean, that's just how Mark was. He still is, it's just him. So, it's just kind of like if something's going to happen, it's going to be Brady. Brady's the deal, So, that's the stories. I've got lots to share. Just wanted to kind of pop on, share the seashells today. Thank you all for hanging out with me. We've been on for about an hour. Thank you for your time. Let me read the last bit of chat. And thank you all for coming in. Todd, I want to get on or come support you on your channel, hang out sometime. I know you do. I think it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday afternoon, which I've got a doctor's appointment. It's just tough making it. I'll make the time. It's Tuesday. I know it's Tuesday because I'm always headed to the nursing home to see my mom because it's the only night they serve hot hors d'oeuvres in the bar. But it's Tuesday. He does a live, Todd Flippin' Hustler does a live show on Tuesday. So I'm the middle kid, more or less, till my little sister was born, and then my brother joined me in the middle. All right, Todd, Flippin' Hustler. If you guys aren't watching him, please. He's got a family business too. He gets his daughter involved. His basement just flooded out. He has confetti on his show. He's got a good following, and just a nice guy. I don't even and a lot of this community you meet on YouTube, you don't meet in person, but you do eventually if you're in the area. Like you guys have always got a place if you come to Virginia. All right, I'm done talking for now, you guys. I'm just keep reading the chat. Glad I caught your live stream. I missed the first 30 minutes though, so catch up. Yeah, some of the lives I catch on. I just, if I've got other stuff to do, I'll play somebody's live just to give them watch minutes. My computer's on, so I just kind of play it as background music. And like in the morning, some of the live shows, I'm getting the kids ready, but I still have content rolling, streaming, just to kind of help that content provider with their time. So if you guys have favorites, it's good. I've got some of my earlier stuff too, is like just throwing it up there. Some of it's just funny. I think it's funny, and I'm just like documenting it right now, just because we don't document our families much, and have this for our kids and future and all that. And you guys are a part of it. So, all right, and Darlene's channel. You guys know about Darlene. See her. She does. I think her show's daily. She does like Crazy Friday Hat Day and Therapy Tuesday Art Day and all that. And you actually will be seen on that. It's not like a rolling chat because it's very friendly, very user friendly. So, and thank you guys from across the pond over there in England. I know it's late. Oh, I got a question on Todd. You may know this. All right, I was selling some 2 language CDs. The guy wanted me to combine them together, reduce it down to do shipping to Germany. So if I do global shipping program, I just tell him the price he's going to pay for it. Does he pay extra from Erlanger, Kentucky? How does it show up on his eBay that they're charging extra? Do you know? Just wondering. Does anybody know? All right. I'll figure it out. Thank you guys so much. And if you don't go to church, at least go see a friend, call a friend. Who's on your heart? Call a friend. Somebody you hadn't talked to in a while. Somebody you need to talk to, catch up with the loved one. Go see an elderly person. Who knows? Hold a door for somebody. Wawa's a great place. Coffee, hold a door. You can go on pirate ship and use simple export rates. All right, Michelle. And I think I haven't done. It doesn't show in the seller's end. Okay. So I got it. So my responsibility is I only have to get it to Erlanger, and then they have to pay extra to get it over to Germany. I think that's how it works. All right, so I'm going to throw it up to him, I guess. Get that software out to him. Is Rosetta Stone? I think it was learn Spanish or all these different languages. So, all right, thank you guys. I'm gonna. Dad's Vintage Garage is out. I need to. What is it? 8:01 East Coast time. I probably need to be in bed hopefully by 11 tonight, and we'll be up early. And I'll probably will just do a recording and then post it tomorrow for the flea market. And I hope we have buyers tomorrow, shoppers, but also buyers, and then maybe some people want some free stuff. So we'll get it going. So the greater Bilby, cheers everyone. I'll finish up my sparkling water. Be safe, and thanks for watching Dad's Vintage Garage. Good night.